Seems like we've got a couple more questions. We want to keep going and go for some more questions. I'm trying to get a read from the audience.
Come on.
Yeah, okay, great. Why don't we call on somebody else?
Thank you, Kiva. So Kiva, I really, what you said about memorizing response, like to go and do rehearsals before you meet with the prospective buyer and doing a demo, it really resonates with me. So one thing that a lot of research shows that is that in sales, things are really automatic, right? So if someone says something to you, it's responsive, you have to really know it. And with most salespeople, you don't know if they're going to be successful until 6 months to 12 months out. And what happens during that time is learning. So to what you were saying is just getting people to practice. So, and you also talked about having the Navy SEAL 2-week training. How do you incorporate and get your teams to be energized enough to bring it home and practice hard outside of those 2 weeks? Like, how do you incorporate that in the culture? Because like deliberate practice, which is a lot of things that Angela Duckworth shows increases performance, it's really, really hard. It's not just having the 2 weeks. It's that what you do every Friday or every Saturday to really understand who you're selling to, what you're selling, and the objections that happen in an instant.
It's an awesome, oh, sorry.
It's a great question. I'm going to try and synthesize it. Sales choreography is great. Sales training in the beginning is fantastic. But 6 months in, how do you continue to motivate a seller to focus on the practice, which is the focus of their craft, which will make them successful after the training period is over?
Yes.
Okay.
It's about hiring. You've got to hire people who want that. Well, let me back up. It's actually first about building your brand. I think if you build a brand that is aspirational in terms of the employees that potentially you want to hire, people want to work for your company. If you build a personal brand, somebody that people want to work for, people will do the hard work for you. And then it kind of goes back to the question that Neil asked, I think, about motivation. Like, what will it take to motivate this person? Like, what do they ultimately want in their career? I don't know who's seen. What's the movie with the drumming? Not Drumline. Whiplash, right? Which is a really fucked up movie if you've seen it. Whiplash is about perfecting your craft. And I think the most successful, forget about sales, the most successful business professionals care that deeply about perfecting their craft. And so I think it's less about getting to the 6-month mark and trying to figure out how do I continue to motivate this person to take, to keep practicing. It's making sure that the people that you hire have done that before. And so there are a lot of analogies that you can look to. You can look to sports or music or other areas where this person might have excelled and had to go above and beyond in terms of practicing to get to a place that made them an expert. But these are leading indicators of someone who will continue to do that with you. That's probably kind of where I would say you need to go is back to the beginning. Which is actually a question that you didn't ask that I wanted to answer, and that's really about negotiating and closing and overcoming those late objections. It's sort of the same thing about you reaching the 6 or 10 month mark and realizing this person is difficult to motivate. Well, you had your chance in the first 2 weeks. It's sort of like the end of a sales cycle when the person says, nah, this is not such a high priority for me, or oh my God, it's too expensive, or it's something that we're going to do but we're not going to do yet. I would say, how do you overcome that objection? Well, you kind of can't. You lost your chance. You should have dug that out during discovery because you should be preparing for the inevitable fight at the end of the sales cycle. And so probably not the perfect answer to your question, but I would say that person is tough to motivate if it doesn't come from inside.